All right, shalom, shalom. First thing first, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory that's due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, those who rule well and who I learned this truth from. Salutation to the brother stiffly pushing this one truth, and all sincerity and diligence, risking your lives and freedoms to do so. Shalom to the rest of the elect. All right, as we all await the second Exodus coming quickly, by the hands of the Lord Yahweh Shah, this is your brother Rakaga Bar. And I want to be doing a lesson touching on these digital IDs. Okay, this global digital ID push. All right, that the UN is forwarding. All right, and that these particular countries, all right, are all beginning to adopt. All right, in one way, shape, form, or another. And this article came out, and it's entitled "UK Prime Minister Advances Digital ID Initiative to Tackle Illegal Immigration." Okay, advances digital ID initiative to tackle illegal immigration. Okay, and that's a spirit because this article came out, right before a brother had sent in a group chat, Trump addressing the UN in that General Assembly earlier today, and essentially he mentioned the open border. All right, and how these asylum seekers and so-called illegal immigrants, all right, are causing these particular countries to go to hell. Okay. All right. Whether it be due to the crime. Okay. And they're blaming it on the crime or whatever, or resources, whatever the case may be. They gotta have a problem to blame someone on to come with some type of solution. But what I want to focus more on is the digital IDs and how, these things are going to begin to be integrated, all right, in their application. Because when you think of it, a digital ID, kind of like this picture here, is not just going to be, what I'm saying, your license. All right, it's going to be a digital form of your license on your phone, right? You take a physical driver's license and just make it into a digital format on your phone. And the digital ID encompasses way more than that, man. All right, and we'll show you that because it's going to be linked to all of these sectors, financial, health, government, even like receiving government aid. And these particular things, all is going to be linked to digital IDs. So when you hear them speaking of digital IDs, you have to understand this is that new beast system, man, to where everything is going to be interlinked, everything, man. All right, even as simple as scanning to enter into your home. Some of these newer apartments, you got to use it's a QR code or like an NFC reader to enter into your home, man. The advanced security. Right? These digital IDs are going to be capable of doing all of that. All right. And we're going to show you that because, I want to do this lesson because, when you think of digital ID, again, it's not just a identification card in a digital format. Now, that information will be on there as well, you see, but it is way more than that. Let's read through this and this won't be long. It says, in a move that could reshape how Britons and legal residents access public services, Prime Minister Keir Starmer is set to unveil ambitious plans for a nationwide digital identification system. And when you look up Australia, they're already ahead of the game with it. See, they're already ahead of the game with it. And it's no coincidence we're dealing with the ICE, the ICE raids, okay, the border crisis over here in America. And what's going to be the solution? Trump is the same one who said we're going to have a biometric entry exit visa system. Is he not? This is the same administration pushing Palantir, the mass data centers. Okay, that Stargate, that AI Stargate program. You see, this B system is literally being set up right before you people, man. And these digital IDs is what's going to tie you into that. Okay. These digital IDs are going to tie you into that. All right. It says it's set to unveil ambitious plans for a nationwide digital identification system. According to a recent report, the initiative forms a key pillar of broader reforms aimed at modernizing the UK's strained asylum and immigration framework. See, so because the current way of doing things when you deal with the borders, open borders and whatnot, we need a more streamlined, we need a newer, a more improved way of dealing with these things, man. And this is going to be the solution. It says the announcement is slated for Starmer's Labor Party conference later this month, signaling the government's determination to leverage technology amid escalating political pressures. Now, it says the Financial Times first broke the story on September 19, 2025, detailing how the digital ID scheme will potentially extend to all individuals legally entitled to live or select to reside in Britain, encompassing both citizens and those with valid immigration status. I mean, it's going to be the same as you having to have a driver's license, man. Same as you having to have a physical passport. But guess what? The only difference is that, very, very soon, you won't need all those different, proofs of identification. You won't need them. They're all going to be on the digital ID, man. And that's what we're going to show you. This is why when they speak of digital IDs, you got to know how sinister this is, man. See, yeah, things are going to be more streamlined. Yeah, things are going to be easier. Go through the airlines more efficiently. Go check in, buy food and things more efficiently. Everything's going to be more efficiently, but at the cost of what? See? And this is why we warn you, hey, this B system, don't take the mark, because that's going to get that man full control over your ass, man. Now, the digital IDs in and of themselves is not the mark. However, the very same information housed in the digital ID is just going to be put right onto the chip. It's literally like the next step, the final step, really, before they put that shit on the chip, man. All right, we're going to show you everything you pretty much going to be able to do with it is going to be taught to everything, man. All right, now let's jump over there real quick. Matter of fact, let's read this. These digital IDs could streamline everyday processes such as employment verification and rental agreements, reducing bureaucratic hurdles and enhancing efficiency. And they only listed a couple things, but we're going to show you it's way deeper than that, man. It's going to be able to streamline everything. Now, let's jump over to ChatGPT. And I was asking it, how would a digital ID look in practice as opposed to a simple physical ID card? Okay. It's a good question. The difference is bigger than it seems. A digital ID isn't just a picture of your driver's license stored on your phone. Yeah. And that's what, these articles would have you to believe, because it took me a minute to fully grasp it, because they don't really fully go into detail, because they don't want you to fucking know how sinister it is, man. Everything is going to be on that shit. Now it says it's not just a picture of your driver's license stored in your phone. It's usually a secure, cryptographically protected identity system that can be used both online and offline, right? Here's how it looks. It might look in practice compared to a physical ID card, okay? And it goes into the form, it's going to be it could be an app or digital wallet on your phone or wearable. Okay. Hint. Often backed up on secure government servers, QR codes, NFCs, biometrics, fingerprint, face scan, right? That's how you ultimately use it, right? That's that you scan the QR code on the app or on your phone or on whatever wearable you have, which is going to be the chip at the end of the day, but that's ultimately the application, right? Now let's skip down, okay, for, the use, okay. All right, integration. It says digital IDs work across both online and offline worlds, okay. It says log into banks, healthcare portals, or tax systems. It says unlock office buildings or hotel rooms. And yeah, even where I work at, you got the Amazon ones, the Quick Eats, right? Well, guess what? I got a particular app on my phone for the Quick Eats, where I scan the QR code, go in there, grab my food and leave. No cashiers, no none of that. Just scan the QR code, get what I need. My debit card is already on the app, so it's automatically going to debit me. See, that's going to be on the digital ID. See, it said log into banks, healthcare portals, tax systems, unlock office buildings, right? Yeah, because even some of these office buildings, due to security, you got to have a badge, right? Or you have to have some type of, to scan in. Well, guess what? You're going to scan this fucking digital ID. You see how this is going to be used for everything, man. It says travel through airport gates without handing over a passport. So again, streamlined, because now let's get rid of all the archaic way of doing shit with passports and stamping this, and you go to the DMV and you got to bring 50 forms of fucking verification, check stubs, and utility statements. No, man, it ain't gonna be that shit that way no more. All right. It says an example in daily life. When you buy wine at the store, now you gotta hand them over your driver's license so they can see your proof of age, yada yada yada. Well, with the digital ID, you can tap it on your phone, scan the QR code on that app, all right, and it's going to automatically know because it already got all your info in there, and then boom, you good to go. See, traveling abroad, okay, you'll be able to walk through an automated gate. Face scan matches digital ID on the phone, boom, good to go. So, just going to show you, all right, this is not just going to be a picture of the driver's license on your phone, man. Okay, it's going to be some type of QR code or NFC, which is near field communication. That's going to be either housed on an app on the phone, or on a wearable, smartwatch, smart rings. Ultimately, the chip. It's all roads are leading to the chip. It's going to be put in you, because with these phones and the watches and rings and shit, you can take it off. You can get rid of it. You can break it. You can destroy it. And they won't be able to track, trace, and monitor you, man. But that's why they want to put it inside of you, because once they do that, you good as grass at that point, man. You know what I'm saying? You in a digital prison. You ain't escaping. Okay, and I don't know if I grabbed the point. It's going to be linked to finance. It's going to be linked to all that. Okay, I should have went up because yeah. Okay, this is everything. How it was streamlined. All of these services, man. Government services, faster public benefits. So unemployment, Social Security, healthcare, and ain't that a convenient? We dealing with a cost of living crisis, so. Don't be surprised they start incentivizing you to, through digital IDs. Well, here's 1,000 digital tokens or whatever the fuck, and you'll get it a lot quicker, through these digital IDs. You see that? E-voting, all right, tax filing, driver's license permits, instantly verified digital versions, healthcare, a securely linked to a person's ID across hospitals and clinics. I mean, you can read all these, man. This is everything, man. Financing the economy. All right. Opening accounts or applying for loans without repeated identity checks. All right. Reduces fraud. So there you go. Now it's going to be more convenient. Now you be more secure, right? At the cost of what, though? That's what you got to ask yourself, man. Travel and transportation. Border control, digital passports for faster and more secure travel, airline tickets linked. So you see all these services that these digital IDs are about to streamline, man. And this is why the UN is pushing for them, and these particular countries are adopting them. So the problem that it doesn't matter what they say is the reason we need them. Oh, let's tackle illegal immigration, or let's tackle asylum seekers who are taking all the resources and we don't know how to house them, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that they got a solution ready, and they about to start rolling this shit out on you people, man. Various countries around the world have already begun using them. Okay. And like I said, it's no coincidence America is dealing with this major border crisis and ICE and whatnot. And they got this administration in office that's pushing these systems, Palantir, the Gideon project, which I need to look more into that as well. Stargate, no coincidence these massive data centers are being built, because the next step is to, give you people digital IDs. They may start initially as an app on your phone, or, you download on a wearable, whatever. All roads are leading to the MOTB, where this goes in you, man. And I just wanted to do this lesson to show you the use, the application, and how this is going to be integrated into everyday society, man. Everyday society. Y'all go to Whole Foods, man. Y'all see the fucking scan your QR code. All right, I can double tap the side of my phone right now and it'll pull up a QR code that got my different cards and shit on it. But it ain't just going to be your cards. It's going to be everything we went over. But Lord willing, that was edifying, man. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shah, DTA Wababa Ball. Shalom.